Breaking news out of the Southern District of Florida. MSNBC has just learned that two prosecutors there who were asked to take part into a vast conspiracy investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election have now resigned. A source familiar with the internal concerns among career prosecutors tells MSNBC that U.S. Attorney Jason Redding Quinones called a rare division-wide meeting this afternoon over the resignations. Joining us now, MSNBC senior White House reporter Vaughn Hilliard and MSNBC senior legal reporter Lisa Rubin. Vaughn, I read through the piece. It's hard to follow in places because there's so many different things going on. Can you try to untangle it for us and simplify what exactly is at concern here in Florida?
Right. We must start with the basis here, that there is this vast conspiracy that Trump administration officials have alleged that former intelligence and law enforcement officials during the Obama and Biden administrations undertook to undermine the candidacies and presidencies of Donald Trump. That is the baseline for this here. And late on Friday, we reported that at least 30 subpoenas were sent out by the Southern District of Florida U.S. Attorney to people like John Brennan and former FBI officials Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. And now, along with our White House colleague, Laura Barone Lopez, and myself, we are reporting here that there are two junior U.S. attorneys who have since resigned from the Southern District of Florida after being asked to be a part of this investigation. I am told that one of the individuals who resigned, quote, felt like there was something they could not take part in because it would violate their ethical responsibilities. It is worth noting here that these were two junior U.S. assistant attorneys. I am told by somebody familiar that it would not be ordinary to have.
What do you think about that, fellas? Girls, men and women, because there's only two genders. So now we see all these subpoenas are going out. My screen is kind of funny looking. All these subpoenas are going out, and I'm not sure anything's going to happen to come of it because these are information that we already knew. To me, it takes too long for the Republicans to get on the ball to get people indicted and prosecuted. See, that's the problem I have. I'm glad these subpoenas are going out, but are you going to make them testify? Now, I saw that the Speaker of the House was taking like a victory lap. The government is going to be open back up. I'm not so for sure that is a good thing or not. I don't want to see good people suffering, but here's the problem is there's too many bad people in the government. There's too many crooked people that work for the government. We're going to go over some of those things tonight on how has the government ever really done anything for you, and has they made your life any better? Every time we look at these shutdowns, and this is just a temporary fix here, they always come up later on and tell you that they're going to fix it this time. If I had $1 for every time that the government said they was going to fix some, I would be a billionaire. I did see where President Trump was meeting with the jihadist leader from Syria. You know, the whole thing leaves a sour taste in my mouth and nobody really talks about it. This fella that President Trump is meeting with, I think it may be the first time since 50 or so, 60, I don't know, I can't remember, that a Syrian president has came to the White House. Now, he's being real nice to President Donald Trump. He's kissing his behind because he wants the sanctions removed. He's offering oil. He said, we'll let you have a Trump Tower in Syria. But I'm a little confused, though, because I thought that this fellow was part of a jihadist group. Now, I know you guys wanted Bashar Assad out of office for some reason, but I don't think he was really bothering us. It wasn't a threat to us in any kind of way. Now, I got a feeling that eventually some warmongering president is going to get in office, is something's going to happen, and we're going to be going to war with Syria down the line. Because now you got a jihadist. This dude was the head of a terrorist organization. He's the president, and we helped overturn the former president of Syria. I don't know if that's going to be a good idea, to be perfectly honest with you. But hey, from what I'm looking at now, there's some good thing President Trump has done. But some of this stuff, I'm just not understanding it. And I still want to know, why is it that Kash Patel, who was anxious to do an investigation with the NBA gambling, nobody's really talking about this former police officer, CIA person. I'm not going to let that one go, because I see a lot of people who are always talking about conspiracy. Even some of these so-called influencers are not talking about this particular story, which is a whole lot bigger than this whole Palestinian-Ukraine thing. I mean, Palestinian-Israel thing, because that's what everybody's caught up on now. I got something I'm going to say on that a little bit later, but why is it that you're telling me that a woman, a female lesbian, decided to plant at least one of the bombs, and you think she didn't have any help? The lack of curiosity out of the FBI is shocking to me. I don't understand why the FBI is not more concerned that a former police officer, this should be, forget the liberal media. I know they're not going to say anything about it. But do you find it awfully shocking, the lack of curiosity out of most people behind this case? We're talking about a former Capitol Police officer is accused of planting a bomb, the bomber that we've been looking for 4 years. And if you believe that they didn't know who it was, I got some swampland that used to be on some quicksand, that used to be on a graveyard. I like to sell you. It's great property. Because the whole logic of this does not make any sense to me. The whole damn thing stinks to high heaven. Nobody's talking about it. And then when you bring in this other heifer, that's what I like to call her, she is the one who found the bomb. She may be a lesbian too. Matter of fact, she may be dating the other one who planted the bomb. Because this thing ain't making no sense to me now. They're opening up the government now. Maybe they may be opening up the government because they want to take from that particular case, because nobody's really talking about it. And now they're going to open up the government, and they think that means a good thing. No, you people need to stop spending money. That is a fact. We waste so much money. The government wastes so much damn money on absolutely nothing. There's a clip of Brendan Johnson down in Chicago. He is talking about spending $50 million in taxpayer money because he wants to get a new Greyhound station in Chicago. Now, guess why he wants to get it? In case some people from other states, poor people from other states, need to come to Chicago to have abortions. He wants to spend $50 million for this. This bastard couldn't even run a snow cone machine. I mean, a snow cone stand. And here he is, one of the largest cities in America, in Mendami. He's the other one in New York. I just don't understand how these people with zero experience, never owned a business, never really had a real job, are in charge, and they're making stupid investments like this. This don't even make no damn sense. I'm gonna play that. I want to play that clip of Brendan Johnson, because Brendan Johnson, Brendan Johnson, for some reason, think this is a good idea. And the way he be talking, they should have dragged him out of office and put that boy in an insane asylum or something. Because the stuff he be saying is, I just can't even comprehend. And he be saying it with like a straight face. Another clip of Brandon Johnson. He's upset with ICE. He wants the international community to come over and reprimand us.
Also, can you just respond to some of the accusations from aldermen, specifically Alderman Bill Conway, about the lack of transparency for a new Greyhound bus station? He found it in a line item.
Well, we have been in regular communication around how do we ensure we have a bus terminal for Greyhound that is going to provide access for 500,000 riders. We're talking about poor and low-income individuals. We're also talking about one of the greatest groups to advocate for us to and make this investment that's citywide, by the way. To make this investment are, groups that support reproductive rights for women. Because in many instances, these women who may not be able to have the health care services in their particular states, they can come to Chicago, and Greyhound is one of the ways in which that passage is made safe and equitable for them.
So basically, he wants to spend $50 million.
Can you believe this? He wants to spend $50 million so the poor people can get abortion. I bet you Margaret Sager, however you say her name, Mrs. Planned Parenthood, she would be so proud of this porch monkey coming up with something so freaking ridiculous. People are starving in Chicago. Crime is up. He wants to take $50 million of taxpayer-funded money so that people from other states may be able to ride the Greyhound bus. Hopefully you don't get robbed on the Greyhound bus. Ride it to his city so you can kill your baby. Boy, I tell you, the Lord cannot be pleased with these evil people. They're so evil and they have no conscience about what they're doing. They don't even have to try to hide it anymore because they know damn well nobody's going to do anything. Just think about how insane this even sounds. But he can say it out loud. See, nobody would have talked like this 30 or 40 years ago. The communists have become so comfortable with their plan. So he's technically saying the poor people need to abort their babies. Especially you people of color need to abort your baby. He's advocating for you. He wants you to kill your baby. Too bad your daddy didn't pull out. Maybe it would have been a better place for Chicago if that had happened. And here's another clip of him. In this particular clip, Brandon is advocating, he's upset about ICE.
Brandon Johnson is asking the United Nations to intervene to stop your operations. Here is what he said before the UN Human Rights Council. Listen to this.
The federal government's immigration enforcement has been marked by violence and an assault on the dignity of all Chicagoans. I call on this council to hold the federal government of the United States to the same standards of accountability you apply elsewhere in the world. No country should be above international law. I urge the human rights.
He's saying that we should obey international law and ignore our laws. I told you he was a communist. You don't understand how dangerous this even sounds. So the Constitution says that ICE should deport people who came in the country illegal. This piece of trash is saying he wants the international community to ignore our Constitution and come over and make us do what he needs us to do. Boy, I tell you, America, y'all are going backwards. Don't know if there's any help for you because these are the kind of people that they're electing for office. And nobody seems to be outraged by what he's actually advocating. We need to get policed by the international community.
Council to consider additional measures of accountability, including a special session to examine the worsening human rights crisis in the United States.
Tom, this is just pure lunacy, but what is your reaction to all of that?
He just proved he's not that smart, right? I mean, asking the United Nations to talk, interfere with ICE enforcing U.S. law, it's like asking an arsonist how to stop a fire. Because the UN, remember, the IOM, the part of the UN, helped fund the mass migration during the Biden administration 4 years, spending millions upon millions of dollars helping that migration, international migration, come to the United States. So, the United Nations is not going to tell President Trump what to do. President Trump was put in office on the promise of making this country safe again, on the promise of having the historic deportation operation. That's exactly what America is getting. Every criminal alien ICE and Border Patrol takes off the street makes this country safer. We have the most secure border in the history of the nation right now.
See, that's one of the great things that President Trump did do. He delivered on that particular promise. This is the most secure border in the history of this country, bar none. It's not even close. Matter of fact, it's the first time that the damn border has actually been secure. Just think about that. The border has never been secure for us. This is the first time. So if somebody say he hadn't done anything, the border is secure. Now they're doing everything, the Democrats are doing everything they can to stop the deportation, including getting the judges and everything else. That was once upon a time that what the Democrats are doing right now would be considered as high treason. Because these are not Democrats, because the Democrats are your granddaddy, your grandma. They wouldn't have done anything like this. Most of the Democrats from back then, not that they were great people, but compared to them, the Republicans right now, Democrats back then was way more conservative than the Republicans now, because at least they were against illegal immigrants getting free stuff. And you got Brandon Johnson saying, we need y'all to ignore the Constitution so we can take care of these illegals, all this money we're spending. Now, the view and some of these people were having a literal fit over what has happened with the opening back up of the government. Now, I'm going to go over a couple of things that the government has promised to do in history. And it's been an utter failure, because remember that little phrase, they who don't know their history is bound to repeat it. And it seems to me that history just keep on repeating itself, because even the people who quote that, they don't pay attention to history. They don't pay attention to anything. It seems like they just want to willy-nilly. I mean, right now, the argument that's going on with most people right now is they're arguing about, well, mostly they're arguing about Palestinians and Israel. That's the argument that you see on the left and the right. And I can say this, that I don't understand some of the arguments, because to me, advocating fully for either side, blindly following either side, which both sides to me have seemed to be not trustworthy. You got the Palestinians over here. Now, I don't think all Palestinians may be bad, but it ain't like they can say anything when Hamas is in charge over there, because they have a history of Hamas getting money and not doing a damn thing. That is a fact. So if you're going to be the guys or the girls who say that it's the poor little Palestinians are being slaughtered and murdered, you're going to have to at least criticize some of the things Hamas and the Palestinians have done. And then you got the other side. I mean, because I think it's been Mark Levin and what's his name? Ben Shapiro against, on this side, you got Candace Owens, you got Nick Fuentes, and you got Tucker Carlson on this side. And it's a bunch of more on this side with Israel. Ted Cruz, and I forgot some of the other podcasters who's upset. But the problem you're having is that, and especially from the side of those who support Israel, it's like they want to blindly say that you have to support anything Israel. It's Israel first. These are God's chosen people. See, I never gave into that particular argument. Even though I think Hamas really runs the Palestinians, I never really gave into Israel is God's chosen people and you must blindly follow them. I don't understand that mindset but at the same time, I don't understand the mindset or acting as if these poor little innocent Palestinians had their land stolen from them. Because if you know history, we went over it before. I can't go with that program. I don't think the land was never the Palestinians' land. I don't. And through history, it doesn't look like it was never their land. Now, here's the main problem I got with the people who support Israel blindly. I got a big problem with somebody telling me that I got to support somebody who is hostile towards my Savior. You understand what I mean? I mean, you can have your belief all you want to, but I don't understand a Christian being so dogmatic behind anybody, because we read a text yesterday. It's found in, if you are familiar with it, John chapter 8. If you was on the spiritual broadcast on yesterday, it's Jesus talking to some Jewish leaders. Now, they're Jewish. Jesus was Jewish. He's talking to Jewish leaders, and this is what Jesus says. Jesus said unto the Jews who believed on him, that's the key, if ye continue in my word, then you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth to set you free. He didn't say everybody. He said those who believed on me. Now, the conversation was back and forth with them, and they said that we be Abraham's seed, and we were never in bondage, which we talked about it yesterday. That statement don't even make any sense by the so-called leader of the Jews, because Egypt, y'all was in bondage. With the Babylonians, y'all was in bondage. What do you mean you was never in bondage? But then Jesus don't let that go. The master doesn't let it go. He said, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is the servant of sin, and the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. And then he says, I know that you are Abraham's seed. Watch this one. But ye seek to kill me because my word had no place in you. He's talking to Jews. Now, how can all Jews be God's chosen people when Jesus himself is saying that, yeah, you're Abraham's descendants, but you're not Abraham's children? He make a distinction. He said, I speak that which I've seen of my father, and you do that which you have seen of your father. He said, a father is the devil. And they said, Abraham is our father. Jesus said unto them, watch this, if ye were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham. Did you get that? Now, when Ted Cruz and Mark Levine and everybody's running around saying that all Jews are God's chosen people, is hogwash according to Jesus. But then Jesus said something. He said, but ye seek to kill me, a man that had told you the truth, which I have heard of God. He said, Abraham didn't do this. He said, but the deed that you're doing is your father, because your father is the devil, and he's been lying and killing from the beginning. Now, by reading that particular, I can give you plenty more. I can go over the Romans and stuff. I never understood this whole concept. I never got this concept. Even when I was a kid, when I would read, somebody would say like, well, that don't make any sense if Jesus says this, or Paul in Romans, Paul was a Jew too. In Romans, Paul says this. So those who believe on Jesus as Lord and Savior is his children, is his disciples, not all. So I got a problem with the Mark Levine, Ted Cruz on this side, these blindly following Jesus, because they'll go to one scripture from the Old Testament said, God's chosen people, and Abraham, those who bless Abraham, the children of Abraham, will also be blessed. Well, he's talking about the believers part. That's what he's talking about. You can have the land, doesn't make any difference anyway. So I'm just saying, I think that the Palestinians never actually owned this particular land. There is no archaeological evidence to prove they ever had any kings, any writings, nothing over there. Should be some evidence, right? But that don't mean I got to blindly follow Israel. I don't like people just blindly following anybody. Like, people get upset if you criticize a certain one of their favorites or something like that. And some people may be smart on certain things and not so smart on others. Because there's a lot of people who's really, really good with finances. Like Elon Musk is brilliant when it comes to building multi-billion-dollar companies. He's brilliant when it comes to this. I got to give him his credit. But when it comes to politics and religion, I don't think Elon Musk is that smart when it comes to that. I think that Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Nick Fuentes, and Tucker Carlson are great debaters. But when it comes to the Bible, it don't seem like they really know that much about it because it's vagueness when it comes to that particular thing. Now, it's good. They're good at deciphering information, and that's wonderful. But sometimes when you get such a zeal, you become puffed up, you're thinking that you're right about everything, which you're not. But it don't take a genius to figure out that the Charlie Kirk assassination, there's some suspicious about it, because nobody can tell me that you cover up all of this stuff. You take the videos, because Kash Patel and the FBI took the videos. The Turning Point USA people don't seem like they're cooperating, and it is suspicious how Charlie Kirk's wife is acting. And if you question that, they say you can't even question it. I saw where Mark Levin was saying he wants to get, I think he wants to get Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, and I forgot what, he want to get them canceled. Now, he didn't give me all the facts, what he says. Now, I got a problem with people praising Hitler too. Don't tell me Hitler was great, because that means you're actually siding with the Germans over the Americans. Whether you think they kill how many Jews they kill or whatever, don't tell me you think Hitler is great. That's absurd right there. That's absurd. I know Kanye West is singing about it and everything else. But I don't understand people that will get so upset if you question one of their heroes say. You're not Jesus. I'm not Jesus. So anybody can get questioned. Don't understand people getting themselves so worked up if you question somebody. How dare you question? I'm not going to listen anymore. Who gives a damn about that? I've never been one of those followers that's got to blindly follow somebody. Just blindly follow anything somebody says. As soon as you criticize somebody that they really admire, it could be factual what you're quoting, they get upset. Why are you getting upset about facts? I don't understand that. Somebody says something wrong, you can quote, you can say this is not right, but don't get somebody quotes you a fact about something. See, this is why technically Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro is losing, because they're not really doing facts and focusing on the facts. They're getting emotional, calling everybody a Nazi. That doesn't really work very well. If you're just going to result to calling people Nazis, you're going to have to actually give some factual evidence why you disagree with the person. Not just throw out something, name calling. That's what the left does. And that's the problem we've been having in this country. Nobody, and see, this is the thing I had a problem with the whole COVID. Technically, when you look at the facts of the COVID and the way that the COVID spread out of a lab, and see, this is why people like Anthony Fauci should be prosecuted. Anthony Fauci purposely, I forgot what's that guy name, was the head of the CDC. Anthony Fauci completely took him out of emails and everything else to cover up. Anthony Fauci went time and time again talking about it came from a wet market, a bat. He knew there was lying. Everybody knew there was lying. The whole medical industry knew there was lying. But Anthony Fauci had been given the power of the purse. And they was allowing Anthony Fauci to hold it. This is one of the biggest mistakes Donald Trump ever made. Anthony Fauci should have been fired immediately. He was holding the money and telling people what to say. I won't give you this money if you don't say the narrative we want you to say. He had too much damn power. These movie stars and these CNN people was worshiping Anthony Fauci. That freaking Gardner midget was out here acting like he was science. And you couldn't even question Anthony Fauci. If you question Anthony Fauci, they went completely bonkers for you even questioning Anthony Fauci. He was wrong about everything. One minute he says you don't need a mask. Next minute he says you need 2 masks. He said the vaccination will stop the spread. Did not do it. He said you need to get a booster and then a vaccination, then a booster. None of it worked. 6 feet of distancing, he admitted it was all made up because they knew what the lab was going on. Anthony Fauci's been in office way too long. They're always talking about there's no such thing as a king. We have no kings. Anthony Fauci was acting like a king, if you ask me. A man who's been in, when did Anthony Fauci first come in office? Like 1981? This fool was in office all this time. That sounds like a king to me. Nancy Pelosi, they made about $131 million off insider trading stock, been in office for about 40 years, and you talking about there is no kings? Chuck Schumer been in office. He went to school with Methuselah, and nobody's questioning him. Talking about you ain't got no kings. Then you got Mitch McConnell, who's keep falling on his face. He went to school with Noah, and nobody is doing anything about these people. And you saying there's no such thing as kings. Donald Trump was in office for 4 years one time. He's been in office for about 11 months this time right here. That's 5 years almost. And you telling me you ain't got no kings? All of these senators and congressmen who's destroyed this country, who's lied to you, the FDA, most of the people for the FDA and the CDC need to be put in front of a firing squad, in my humble opinion. What they've done to the American people health-wise, the stuff they put in your bread, your water, and everything else is a war on you. You can't trust a damn thing the government says. Everything they say is mostly a lie. And they tell you to blindly listen to the experts. Do you know how many times the damn experts have been wrong? If they'll stop putting all this trash in your food, pesticides, spraying it on everything and stuff, matter of fact, most of the health care would be cheaper and it would go way down. If they'll just stop getting involved with helping me, stop helping me, damn it. These people have committed every crime you can name, and these are the ones who's in office saying they're going to fix them. Of course, the government is shut down. What have they really done to solve anything since you've been born? Because not one single problem has really been solved since I've been born. As a matter of fact, it's got worse. Now, I normally don't side with this millennial crowd, this new generation, but you know what? They got a point in some ways. And I'm going to tell you why. We keep saying that it's because they don't want to work and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, some of them have got these worthless college degrees. They have to pay back these ridiculous loans for a worthless college degree. But do you understand we weren't in debt $37 trillion? Inflation is off the chain because your crooked politicians, both Republicans and Democrats, have spent us into debt. And then these are the people saying, let's fix it. The arsonist is not going to put out the fire that he started. That's like saying I'm gonna get some children and I'm gonna let this child molester babysit the children. That doesn't work. We're living in a scary time now. It really is, because here you got people, they're not going to do the right thing. Neither party really does what's good for the American people. I saw something else that Donald Trump said today that was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. He said we need to, in order to make, he was talking to some guy, I forgot the guy he was talking to make housing affordable. He said we need to, maybe we should try to get a 50-year mortgage. And I said to myself, is he serious? A 50-year mortgage? Do you know what you're going to end up paying for a house if you pay for 50 years? You might as well rent, because you're going to be dead before you pay it off anyway. That's not a solution. That's stupidity. What do you mean? And you think he don't know no better than that? Why even bring that up? Why float that out there? Keep that to your damn self. A 50-year mortgage? Are you serious? When I heard that, I said, that's got to be a joke. A guy that smart makes a statement like that? A 50-year mortgage? See, the government is so big now, is so corrupt now, that you got to come up with the most dumbest things ever. That's your solution? That's not a solution. That is actually creating more problems. That'll be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's just ridiculous. Some of the things See, they didn't mess things up so bad that it's almost impossible to fix it. It'll take a miracle to fix all the problems that we have because we're too damn corrupt. All of these organizations that they've got started, they don't believe you can ever take some of this stuff away. And here's the thing is that what they want to keep spending is they want the money that was promised during the COVID lockdown, which was set up by the corrupt politicians and the corrupt medical industry because they got rich on it. They want to keep that spending going on. That's insane. Nobody can run a business like the government is ran because you would go broke immediately, and everybody knows it. Well, I got to stop and give some thanks before I forget, because I forgot to give Mr. Smith a shout out on Saturday. I don't know how I missed it, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith goes to Washington. He told me to call him Mr. Smith. I want to use his first name. God bless you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for that sponsorship. And also, we had Pamela White. She listened to the message yesterday and she sent it to us today. She says, let me see what Pamela says. She says, thank you for your spiritual feeding. That's what she listened to the message yesterday. I think if you guys didn't listen to it, you should listen to it. We all need a little spiritual food, you know. Even me, I need it. I need it for sure. We need some spiritual food. It's good for you, good for the soul. Who else did I think I had? Oh, my man, Mark Andrews, the sniper. They're trying to kill us, Mark. I don't know, brother Mark. They're trying to kill us. Everything they can do to destroy the country, they're doing it. Also, Miss Robin. I don't know. I always butcher your last name, Robin, but she's a monthly sponsor. Fugaro, I believe it's Fugaro. That sounds Ukrainian. No, I'm just kidding. I hope I'm not butchering your last name there, Robin. God bless you, Miss Robin. Thank you. We got to do this because if they let us be monetized, you can see when somebody give a donation. But for some reason, they'll allow. I was listening to some of these people, even the argument between Nick Fuentes and all the rest of them, the kind of profanity they let everybody else use, but I can't even speak truth. I won't get it monetized because they don't like the way I play with others for some reason. That's crazy. Our sweet dear Miss Stacy Michaels, one of our moderators, hit us up, and Miss Stacy said, "Thank you, Doc and Clever. Mandami is going, is gone. We'll go back to his mummy real soon." Oh, did you see his latest? He was Stacy. He was introducing his staff. I think he's got all women, and some of them are socialists and communists too. The only kind of people he actually deals with, Stacy, that's going to end real bad. Now, some of the people who's arguing about Israel and the Palestinians, they're not even concerned about Mandami. I guess they say he won fair and square. So whatever, hey, I don't got to live there. So, I mean, if you really think that's what he's doing is good, you just have at it. Oh, I forgot. Mark told me to say, tell everybody in the Common Sense Nation, hello. I just saw that, Mark. I'm sorry about that, brother. And my man, Howard, the Marine, says, have hair Bongino. Have hair Bongino and Bug-Eyed Patel are either stupid or part of the cover-up. Can only be one or the other. Howard, my brother, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 110%. Either have hair Bongino and Bug-Eyed Patel are either stupid or they're part of the cover-up. I think it's a combination of both, Howard. I think they're a little stupid because the deep state has tricked them, making them think, we're so glad to have you here. Come over here. I played the video of Dan Bongino bragging that they was happy to have him here. Fool, that's a manipulation by the deep state. They're good at this. Make you think that you're a big shot. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you had this time together. But he thought they were really happy to see you. Are you happy to see me, or is that a pickle in your pants? Because he thought they was really excited to see him. Boy, they playing you like a funky piano. But this is what I like to say now, because there's been a lot of talk about how the government can solve problems. It was a clip. Who was down that clip? I had that clip on my, I got it on my phone. I should have emailed it to myself so I could have showed it to you. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he was the one who says the government can fix the problems. Now, when the government said that they were waging a war on drugs, remember they was going to wage a war on drugs? Now, you may not remember, but this was way back on June 17, 1971. Who was president? June 17, 1971. Richard Nixon declared war on drugs. Ronald Reagan, all of them said was a war on drugs. But in 1968, about a little over 5,000 people were dying of drug overdose. So in 1971, President Richard Nixon declared a war on drugs. In 1968, how old were you in? Was some of y'all born in 1868? In 1968, there was a little bit over 5,000 people who died of a drug overdose in 1968. In 1971, there were 6,771 deaths by drug overdose. So from 68 to 71, that's 3 years, it increased by about 1,700 or so deaths, overdose. By 1999, the death by drug overdose was 16,849. So the war on drugs, the government waging war on drugs makes more people get on drugs. Do you understand that the government cannot fix any damn thing? They've never fixed any damn thing. War on drugs, 1971. By 1999, look how much that increased. That is almost a 10,000 death a year increase by 1999. But that wasn't all. Now, the population did increase, but that means there wasn't a war on drugs. I think the population increased by like 79 million. So we did increase on the population. But get this, by 2020, there were 91,789 deaths by drug overdose. That's what the government does when they put a war on something. It's the war on drugs, all right. And whenever the government wages war on something, it always gets worse. So they've been talking a lot about healthcare, because in order to make healthcare really affordable and better, you know what the best thing to do for healthcare to make it affordable and better? First of all, stop poisoning the damn food. That's number one. If they just stop poisoning the food, most of the food wouldn't be bad for you. You could eat in moderation just about anything, but the problem is not that. It's the problem of all the antibiotics and the pesticides and the other unnatural food, unnatural products that they're putting in your food. Now, even if they wouldn't putting anything in your food, it's not good to eat like bacon 7 days a week. Just gonna throw it out there for you. There's nothing wrong with eating bacon. I'm gonna be honest with you. I told you my granddad lived to be 109. He probably ate bacon 4 times a week. 109. But he grew his own pigs. He raised his own pigs. He had his own garden. That's the difference. And all these pesticides and all this this filth they're putting in your water and everything else, he wasn't doing it. He's a country boy. See, that's the difference when you understand the problem with healthcare is that the government, see, they were going to help the farmers. Them helping the farmers created a worse problem. When they helped the airlines, The airlines got worse. Whenever the government takes over something, remember Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, whatever, they screw up everything they touch because the whole healthcare system, if you go back to 1970, total U.S. healthcare spending was about $74.1 billion, which amounted to about $353 per person. Don't you wish it was that now? So before the government started meddling in healthcare, each person was paying about $353 per person a year. Wouldn't you would love to have that? That's pretty cheap a year. So that represents about 7% of the gross national product. That's in 1970. So 1970 total U.S. healthcare spending was about $74.1 billion. Now, here's the problem. When you look at health insurance, there's 4 health insurance programs: Medicare, Medicaid, Children's Health Insurance Program, which is CHIP, and the Affordable Care Act, which is trash, the ACA. That's when, healthcare was already increasing, but after 2007, especially, I forgot when Obamacare was passed, they need to stop calling it the Affordable Care Act, because nothing is affordable, and it doesn't mean they care. It means they hate you, if you ask me. By 2024, the total percentage that was being taken from the gross national product was about 24%, and we were spending about $1.7 trillion. That's affordable? You're gonna make healthcare affordable? Whenever the government gets involved with a program or takes over a program, it's gonna get destroyed because the private industry can run it better. I don't matter what these filthy politicians say, they are the problem. The main problem we have is corrupt politicians. If we can get rid of the damn politicians, we'll be better off right there. They are the ones creating all of this mess, and then they're pretending to be Robin Hoods. We're going to fix it. These bastards are getting rich, living off the fat of the land while starving us and punishing us. They're not going to get punished if they screw up. If they have IRS problems, just ask Al Sharpton. It's forgiven. Now, you remember they wanted to make affordable housing. This is their thing. They take over, let's make affordable housing. So in 1870, the average price of a house was between $17,000 and $27,000. The median price was approximately about $23,400. Now, today, the average new house sold in 2025 is about $512,000. So some of these people saying it is not affordable anymore, they're actually right, because your government has spit you into so much debt. The inflation is so bad. The government is so swole up. All these employees working for the government has not made a damn thing better. Between 1950 and 1960, social goods and services grew 8.9% of the GNP to 10.6% of the GNP. By 1971, welfare expenditures constituted about 15% of the GNP. You don't think there's anything wrong with what they've actually done? They fix absolutely nothing. Nothing these people have done has actually worked. Every year something goes up. They add a new program. All these corrupt programs, when you still see what they're spending your money on, it's crazy. Society really has become insane. There's a couple of videos to prove this. I seen 2 videos today, and I said, the internet is making it worse. The internet is making it worse, because here you have, I don't even know what this was. Let me see, what did I do with that one? I saw Dick Durbin was one. Let me play this Dick Durbin clip first.
After lengthy negotiations, an agreement was reached with the Republican Senate leader, John Thune. We will agree
if Dick Durbin is agreeing to it, 9 times out of 10, it probably ain't that damn good.
To open the government until January 30th, 2026. During that time, we will pass 3 bipartisan appropriation bills.
See, this is only temporary. The problem still ain't fixed. Now, Rand Paul, for some reason, he wanted the senators and the congressmen to keep getting paid while the air traffic controllers wasn't being paid. I didn't understand that. But Rand Paul was on the Senate floor talking about the hemp industry. That's one thing he was concerned about. Somebody must be paying him.
That will fully fund SNAP, WIC, and all the veterans programs and finish our work on the remaining spending bills for this fiscal year. The agreement would also reverse the Trump administration's mass firings during the shutdown and prevent future ones through January 30th. We credit Senator Kaine of Virginia for this provision. Leader Thune has also promised the Democrats an opportunity before mid-December to present a Democratic bill on the floor with proposals to change the law and protect American families from dramatic health care premium increases.
Stop right there. See, this is the problem. This is the problem I have with this so-called, they keep saying that they're trying to stop the cost. Get the damn illegals off of Medicaid, Medicare, whatever. This is one of the problems. So they was talking about this. This is they were lying about the illegals again having health care. Let me see if I got that clip. Because they like to lie about it. Let me see. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is.
Illegal immigrants are not the reason why our healthcare system is broken.
Yeah, it's not deflection at all. In fact, I brought receipts. So here's the CMS, the Center for Medicaid and Medicare Services, right here with their press release earlier this year saying they were having to increase their oversight on states like California who were abusing Medicaid and classifying it as an EUSA, an emergency system, when it wasn't. You've got the average state spends 5% of its Medicaid roughly on emergency services. California, 35 to 40%. Why would that be? Because California passed a state law that says we will fund Medicaid for illegals, and then, oh, by the way, we'll raise our provider taxes, and then, oh, by the way, we'll use that as a match to draw down federal funds. And they're using this whole cavitation process.
An accounting trick to put it on the taxpayer.
Money is fungible, and California's loophole is abusing it.
Listen, and we...
All right, back from CNN. Ooh, that was a lively one. And they...
Isn't that crazy? Now, here is... this particular clip right here, I want you to tell me what the hell is this? Now, get your eyes ready now. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'm preparing you before I show it to you. Because there's 2 clips that I said to myself, they didn't got too damn comfortable on the internet. Now, the first one is the woman looks like a midget to me. I'm sorry. She's short, but she's not a midget, they say. She looked like she's about 4'10", and she got this big girlfriend. They lesbians. And I'm going to be honest with you, I almost want to throw up.
Living. I'm 4'11", and I'm 6'1".
She's 8 years older than me.
She's 4'11", she's 6'1". Girl got butt for days, boy. I'm not lying. Girl got butt for days. She's this little Abesian here is 4'11". Her girlfriend is 6'1", and she 2 tons of fun too.
Saw her Instagram. I was like, she looked like an older woman. I thought she was gonna be like a.
Are you effing kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? People are too damn comfortable on the damn internet. I'm just going to be honest with you. She got on some Chuck Taylors, bending over this little something. Lord help us.
Sugar mama had some money, but that is not how they went.
What the hell is going on in this country?
I can't really deal with.
That's a lot of woman. I'm going to put it like that. That's a lot of woman right there. That's a whole lot of woman. I mean, she got enough one of her legs is enough to feed a small village.
People my age because of my mindset, but I like older women, you know.
She likes older women. Mm-hmm. Wow.
I like bigger women. You know what? We're on portion control.
She ain't got no hair either. You know what she look like? It's a character in the Dr. Seuss book. And I don't know what the name of it is. You know Dr. Seuss be having them funny characters. And she looked one of those characters in the Dr. Seuss book. Steak, you want to take one for the team, brother? Come on, Steak. I think Steak wants to take one for the team. You can go home and take one. W. Wynn said, gross. Stump Down says, OMG, she's looking back at it. Yeah, she wanted to back that thing up. Back that thing up. Looking like a Dr. Seuss character or something. Nicole said, classic. Renee said, what the hell? Yes, I think Steak want to take one for the team. Lord have mercy. Bah.
I can't see myself dating someone short.
She said she can't see herself dating the one short. Girl, first of all, you need to comb your hair. I'm just, that ain't a cute hairstyle.
I just can't. I don't know. I feel like it don't look right. I'm already short. If something happened.
She said she already short.
Who gonna help me out?
That is a lot. Steak, my boy. Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong said, I do it, Doc, but I'm afraid of the girlfriend. There you go, Brad. Brad gonna take one for the team. You're gonna get smothered, Brad. She will smother you, boy. Woo! Who said fat meat ain't greasy? Fat meat is greasy.
Get it down.
Woo!
Thank you. Nice.
That's wild. Now I got another one. This one is running across the freeway. I don't know why. I can't even tell you why she's running across the damn freeway. But for some reason, unbeknownst to me, this heifer is bucking naked, running across the damn freeway. And I said to myself, what the hell? She jumps in the back of a truck.
Oh, hell no.
What the hell? Look at this.
What the hell? Oh no.
What in the hell is going on? That is wild. What is she doing? How is she going on the freeway with no clothes on? Look at this heifer. Why? Pull your pants up, girl. What is wrong with you?
No. Oh, hell no.
What the? This is crazy. Man, this is wild, man. The internet is crazy now. That little kid says, woo. We're living in some crazy times now. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That is just wild to me. I don't even know how to explain it. When I found the video, nobody told me what was going on. Like, is somebody chasing her? Was she pee-peeing on the side of the freeway? I don't even know what was going on. She just said, I'm a runner. She got pants, just pull them up. She said, no, I don't got time to pull my pants up. I'm gonna run with my pants down to my knees, bucking naked, and jump in the back of the truck. Lord have mercy. Woo! Make it make sense to me, please. I said, these damn people ain't got a little bit too damn comfortable for me. You ain't got no business. I don't know what the hell is wrong with her. I couldn't even get a good explanation on why she was doing it. Didn't even tell me. Now, I got a little fella. He wants to check y'all if y'all MAGA. This little sister, this little bedwetter right here. He's a bedwetter. I bet he was breastfeeding off his mama till she was 20. He probably still breastfeeding off his mama.
If you are a Trump-supporting Republican evangelical Christian,
who does he think he is, like David Bowie or something? This clown look like David Bowie or something. Look at his hair. Now, I'm gonna go on a limb. That hairstyle is out of that. When did this go out? Like 1980, 82, 83? This dude, what is it, like a mullet? What? He's gonna talk trash looking like this. Boy, you need to look in the mirror. This is easy work, but you're gonna get, I mean, you're gonna get roasted easily. Looking like this, trying to demand something.
In November of 2025, you're a racist and you're a bigot.
Do you hear that? If you support Donald Trump, you're a racist and a bigot. He said it. He said he will not apologize for it either.
And you're a misogynist.
And a misogynist.
And
yeah, you ain't got to worry about that because you're a bedwetter to sit down in T-tier.
Homophobic and you're transphobic. And I did a duet over on my backup account earlier this evening by a woman who was talking about a study that was recently done of Republican evangelical Christians that demonstrated conclusively that they also hate disabled people, including...
Did you hear that? You hate disabled people. If you disagree with him, you hate disabled people. That's what he just said with the dude with the mullet.
Special needs children. So if you're a Trump-supporting Republican evangelical Christian in November of 2025, you are all of those things.
Oh my God, that hurts my feelings. That hurts my feelings. For some bedwetter. This freaking bedwetter say you're not a Christian, you're not a conservative, you hate the handicap and everything. Check his phone for some child porn or something. Boy, David Bowie won't even wear his mullet no more. I mean, you got some nerve to come out here looking like this, looking like you homeless or something.
And you also...
And is that what is that on his? I thought that was one of those members only jacket. Remember the members only jacket?
Hate America.
He said you hate America too. Who told you to do this video? If somebody don't get this trailer trash off here, this piece of trailer trash.
You have absolutely zero interest in this country.
Somebody told him he was smart. Well, if you don't get, I bet you any kind of money.
Remaining.
He's a weird looking dude, man. I think he's in a time warp or something.
A democratically governed constitutional republic.
He think he's spitting facts too, boy. Boy, you really let him have it. You let him have it. What's that dude? It was a movie with this dude. What's that funny looking dude? Golly, he was dressed like this. It was a crazy movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but he looked just like this dude. I can't remember.
You want to be ruled. You do not want to be governed any longer. You do not want to participate.
Joe Dirt, that's it. War Point is on. That's it, Joe Dirt. Here's Joe Dirt right here. Matter of fact, use a dollar store Joe Dirt. You can't even be Joe Dirt. You a dollar store Joe Dirt. 5 and dime Joe Dirt.
In government. You want to pick
Neckbone
theocratic
McGrizzle, what's going on? Genghis Khan.
Dictator, as long as that theocratic dictator is a fat former game show host.
He think he's really giving it to Trump hard and his supporters, right? Oh, he's a game show host. Did Donald Trump have a game show? Because I think it was a reality TV show, The Apprentice, but I don't think that's considered as a game show. But this freaking meth head wouldn't know the difference anyway. freaking meth head.
who has cheated on every single woman he's ever married.
This is the kind of fella like to get tied up and beat on. You can tell he one of them pain freaks. He like you to tie him up and beat him or something. I bet he like to be urinated on and everything. I bet this is the kind of fella that like to be degraded. He ain't even a cuckold. That's too good for him. He's one of those fellas who like to be degraded. I bet you, not only will they give him a golden shot, they give him some other stuff. You know what the other part. He looked like that kind of fella.
Who has 34 felony convictions on his record and who has been adjudicated as a rapist.
See, I like to ask them, what was those 34 accounts for? Since you're so damn smart, freaking inbred. I bet this boy daddy is his uncle. His uncle is his daddy. He got the nerve to be talking about the freaking inbred here. This freaking inbred is trying to, I think he's trying to insult somebody, but I can't even take him serious. Anybody with a damn mullet, you can't take serious. Nah, I can't take you serious, brother. You got a mullet. But he's talking, boy. He's letting us have it.
By a federal judge who has, I don't know, 25 or 30 still pending sexual harassment lawsuits against him, who has monetized the office of the presidency to the tune of.
He's reading some, and this is the best points he can come up with. This wannabe, I think he wants to be a rock star. That's what I think. All right, I'll take him off the screen. Y'all tired of looking at him. I got another one for you, though. We did a video about this earlier today. Before I get back to this, because I want to circle back around. Like the circle back girl used to say, I like to circle back to this J6 bomber, this Lebesian, who did the bombing, but nobody seems to be upset about it. Oh my God, what's that? Oh, Rand Paul is running his mouth about something. Let me let you listen to Rand Paul. He's upset about this bill. I don't really care for it myself, but hey.
Instead of a clean CR, this bill contains language that has been airdropped in that will destroy hemp farming in Kentucky and across the United States. Tucked away on page 163, Title 7, Division B of this spending package is a provision that will shut down the hemp industry across the United States. My amendment would strip the provision designed to regulate the hemp industry to death. The bill, as it now stands, overrides the regulatory frameworks of several states, cancels the collective decisions of hemp consumers, and destroys the livelihoods of hemp farmers. And it couldn't come at a worse time.
Now, I don't want to judge anybody, but this whole hemp industry, the why it got started in the first place. I remember when I used to have this debate with people back in like 2010, and these were mostly independents. Some of them used to be on my Facebook, and they used to tell me, man, you don't really know, because if they legalize marijuana, it's going to create jobs, it's going to make the economy better, it's going to help us strive, and it's going to help us all the way around. And I said to them, do you think legalizing, now, some hemp, I understand it has some medical purposes, but most people I see smoking weed, they're not smoking no hemp, they smoking weed. And most people I know guys who smoke weed. See, they don't even try to pretend. They say, I smoke weed to get high. I know a fella, and I'm not talking about somebody on drugs, but this man owns his own company. He said, I've been smoking weed for 30 years and I ain't hooked. 30 years and you're not hooked. You got it under control, brother. You've been smoking for 30 years, you're not hooked. Just repeat what you just said again to me. I can quit anytime I want to. I said, sure you can. Sure you can. You knock yourself out though. You can quit anytime you want to. They legalized it, but did it make anything better? No, I'll make more drug addicts. Just like when you legalize alcohol, it just makes people do more of it because they don't have the willpower to stop.
Time for America's farmers. Times are tough for our farmers. Farmers' costs have increased as the price of fertilizer and machinery have jumped, while prices for their crops like soybean, corn, and wheat have declined. For many farmers,
sometimes Rand Paul just like the grandstand. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with him sometimes, but sometimes he just like the grandstand. It's all about him grandstand. I want to know why none of y'all are upset about that freaking this Lebesian who planted this freaking bomb, and we got it on tape. And then her girlfriend, I'm gonna call this Carlene Younger, her girlfriend. I just don't understand why nobody's upset about this. Here she is again. I played it for you the other day.
To change the way we talk about women.
She's a police. She was a Capitol Hill police officer. This is a gold star Lebesian.
I'm Shawnee Kirkhoff, and it's on us to stop sexual assault. I took the pledge, and you can too at itsonus.org.
Okay. Now, what are we going to do about her putting that bomb? Because the video don't lie. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't lie. And we played it for you the other day. The so-called Carlene Younger, who supposedly found the bomb, but nobody's talked to her. Has Kash Patel talked to her? Has anybody from the FBI talked to any of these people? It's just that the FBI now, Kash Patel FBI, who loves to come on, he's a media whore. He likes to get on TV and grandstand, talk about how great his team is, but he's been completely silent on this. You don't find that just a little suspicious that Bug-Eyed Kash Patel has been so damn. I will never trust Kash Patel now. I didn't call him in too many lies now. Stuff that I know he can lie. And why we keep giving these illegals driver's license? That's another thing. That's why they voting right there. Who is it? I wanted to show you. What is that damn thing I just downloaded?
American Bread.
No, that's the one. I just downloaded one because I wanted to. It's the one from, I did a video on it earlier today. I can't find the dang thing. I know I just downloaded it. Let me find it here. If I can find the dang thing. Oh, let me play a little bit of The View. They get mad sometimes when you play The View. I don't understand that. This is MTG praising Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. She had an incredible career for her party. I served under her speakership in my first term of Congress, and I'm very impressed at her ability to get things done. I wish we could get things done for our party like Nancy Pelosi was able to deliver for her party. So I wish her well in her retirement, but I would like to see people exit Washington a lot sooner rather than wait until their 80s.
Yeah, we are.
Well, see, I don't have a lot of respect for Nancy Pelosi because she did stuff illegally. She'll talk about all that fraud that she did. If you want to talk about something, she did a great job. I don't know about that, but oh, I thought I had that other video. It seemed like she's on. It's like she's running for something. She promoting a book or something because she's been everywhere lately. Here's the driver license thing.
This is a true, you can put your hands on this threat, so we're going to do everything that we can to stop it.
Commissioner Tim Tipton is talking about Operation Guardian and the latest efforts the state says ended with 120 undocumented people arrested, 90 commercial truck drivers and 30 others from routine traffic stops. Tipton says they came from these 18 countries.
Our troopers deal with commercial truck drivers daily, and we know there's a lot of a lot of other nationalities that drive commercial motor vehicles.
Tipton says 20 troopers set up on eastbound I-40 near the Texas border, alongside Oklahoma's Bureau of Narcotics and federal agents with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. It all happened Monday through Friday of last week. Tipton blames in part the lax rules at other states to get CDLs or fake CDLs for this to even be possible. 44 came from California, 14 from New York, 12 from Pennsylvania, and 11 from Illinois. With the federal government's ICE partnership with local law enforcement, Tipton expects to do more operations like this one in the future.
It's one of our primary duties as the highway patrol is to ensure the safety of our motoring public.
In Oklahoma City, Chantal Navarro, KOCO 5 News.
Now, it seems to me, how is we allowing so much fraud and everything else to go in this country? Every time you look around, it's something different. You know it's not safe if you're going to allow this many damn illegals to get CDL so they can transport hazardous material. I bet they don't even know what a UN number is. Placards are for a commercial CDL truck, a placard truck. Like if you ask them some of the most basic things about a hazardous material, think about if they're carrying some flammable liquid or something in a 18-wheeler. I'm sure they won't know the paperwork is right or placards is right because they don't even know what the hell going on anyway. They couldn't pass a standard driver's test, so you know damn well they did not pass the basic requirements that you have to take in order to know when you're transporting hazardous material. And just say they're in a truck that has different types of hazardous material. There are certain types of corrosive that can't be in the same vicinity of, say, a 5.1 oxidizer or organic peroxide. And you place them too close in the same vicinity, you may start a fire. So they're driving down the street with the whole damn thing on fire because they don't know the basic elements. So you know damn well they're not going to have the load placard correctly anyway. May not have any placards on there. They could be carrying 5 or 6 different kind of hazardous material, explosive including, with no placards on there because they don't even know the difference of a placard from anything else. But these are the people that they're okaying to drive. Here is the video we played earlier today. I wanted to play it again for you because I was so outraged with this one.
The women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofor Library.
First of all, they say her name is Sarah. I mean, his name is Sarah. They're going to keep referring to him as a her. We lost our mind.
She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away.
See, this is the kind of madness. When you ignore this, this is the kind of madness. This Howard Stern lookalike. You mean to tell me this dude, where's Howard Stern? Let me get a picture of Howard Stern, because this dude looks just like Howard Stern. I'm starting to think it is Howard Stern. Both of them ugly as hell, that's for sure. Let's have an ugly contest with Howard Stern and this dude right here. He got misgendered. Oh, okay then. Yeah, this is your twin, Howard. Let me I'm gonna do a comparison side by side. Okay. I mean, of course he's a little fatter than Howard. I mean, but other than that, separated at birth, if you ask me. Here is Howard Stern here. Now you tell me he don't look like Howard. That's Howard, man. Come on, Howard. You need to get your sister, man. Get your sister. Because she's out of control. Wants to go in the women's restroom.
Like I have been for months, if not years, never had any issues.
Sarah Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofor Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
He says, "Excuse me, sir," so misgendering me right away. "You're not a woman, that's obvious."
Swinson says she tried explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman, but he got it.
I don't want to say it, man. Somebody else better say it, because I can't say it because they'll give me a strike if I say it. I'm just going to rewind it again.
Swinson says she tried
Lord have mercy. Lord help me. Lord, give me the strength. Give me the strength not to say it, Lord.
explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman, but he got angry.
This is a police matter. There are women and little...
He actually thinks he's right. This is the sad part. That they made these people think that this is normal.
girls in there, and I have to protect them.
She says it ended up causing a scene in the middle of the library, and she tried to de-escalate.
Finally, I just nodded, and he walked off, and I was very thankful.
The next day...
Oh, thank you so much. This is not a small dude either, by the way. Howard Stern's sister is not very small. Okay, I'm sorry. Howard Stern's cross-dressing brother is not very small.
She emailed library staff, who she says reached out to DeKalb County Police.
The library filed the complaint on my behalf.
The library filed the complaint on his behalf. I want to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah.
There aren't any Georgia laws banning transgender people from using bathrooms aligning with their...
There shouldn't have to be no damn law. I mean, come on. It's obvious. Men and women. It's very simple.
Gender identity. DeKalb PD says its internal affairs unit is actively investigating the incident, but offering few details. A spokesperson said the department, quote, remains dedicated to treating all members of our community with dignity, respect, and professionalism.
Wow. That's all I got to say is wow. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus, come quick, please, Jesus. Come quick. We need you, Jesus. These people have lost their freaking mind down here. We need to go ahead and take them out, Lord. They're not going to do the right thing. These people are trying to normalize something so insane. A man can never become a woman. It's just not humanly possible. That's all it is to it. My man Patrick J. McCarron hit us up, and Patrick says, thank you. The invasion is complete. I agree with you. The devil won. People are about to be scared to death. Communism rules the world. Hell on earth is here. Only good news I got for you, though, Patrick, brother, is that I'm a child of the King. I'm protected. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but they didn't sold us out, because what I'm seeing is I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm just not. President Trump meeting with this freaking terrorist from Syria. Brendan Johnson and the rest of these people are just spending the taxpayers' money, doing God knows what. They're poisoning our food. They tried to force you to take the jab. Told you was going to kill those people if you didn't take the jab. Who do you think you are? Well, I think that this is my body, and I have a right. My body, my choice, as you guys would always say. So why are you getting upset? If you took your vaccination and you got your mask on, why you worry about me? I never even let them give me a COVID test. That's how adamant I was about not trusting the government. Anytime the government tries to force me to do something, I don't do it. Because I know it's not good for me. That's why I never had Obamacare. I paid the penalty. I will not get Obamacare. You're not gonna. I don't have nothing to do with you people. Because I know if they're advocating that you need to take some, it's probably not good for you. Because the government don't tell you anything that's good for you. Most of the people who work for the FDA is in bed with the pharmaceutical company. They're just rubber stamping all of these drugs, all this medicine, just rubber stamping it. Then these are the people who says, trust us. Anthony Fauci needs to go to prison, but the Republicans don't have the willpower to really fight with Anthony Fauci. They just don't. They'll let him get away with it. He's already got away with it. That's the sad part. And they're not going to do a damn thing about it, but they'll get on here and talk real tough. They'll have another hearing. We need to have a hearing so the American people can know. You ain't gonna do a damn thing. You ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. I'll give you some steel-toed boots and add a 30-pound weight on your ankles, and you still couldn't bust a damn grape. Because they're good at grandstanding, but when it comes to locking up the deep state, I'm waiting for one of the deep state members to get locked up. I'm just holding my breath. But I don't think that, what I do believe is that they're trying to let this story with this January 6th bomber die down. Because what's suspicious to me is that I have not heard one peep out of Dan Bongino or Kash Patel, not one single peep. And they always doing press conferences or doing interviews on Fox News, but not a mumbling word. And that silence is kind of deafening for me. Because they like to give press conferences and interviews, and all of a sudden they went silent on it. I want to just show you one more time this the woman who supposedly found one of the bombs, allegedly. And I guess they thought we was going to forget about it. But here is, where is she at? They say she found the bomb. Okay. I'm sorry if I don't believe you.
I was aware of my opponent's strength.
Oh, I forgot that I got a clip of Kamala Harris. Let me play that first. This is Kamala Harris. Chameleon.
Was aware of my opponent's strategies, and I wasn't about to fall prey.
She sounds like she's drunk.
Or fall into those traps. And part of his strategy and those around him was to try and take me off our game.
You didn't have a game. Your game is buying new knee pads. That's your game. And Willie Brown went into this, and Montel Williams gets you through with him. And your husband, Doug, is a cuckhole. So you didn't have no game plan.
And message. And I wasn't about to be distracted by those flames.
She wasn't about to be distracted. This woman right here could have been the president. That's kind of scary when you think about it.
That he was trying to throw to get me away from my highest priority, which was talking to people about the economy. And
stop right there. Her highest priority was to talk to people about the economy. When they inserted her in there, who was the vice president of the United States? And her boss, Joe Biden. So if you're trying to get the prices down, are you saying that the Biden administration had failed to do that? How dumb does this even sound that while she's a sitting vice president, been there for almost 4 years, she's saying that they're trying to get her off her game because her number one priority is to help those who are struggling. Well, you were the vice president and Joe Biden's the president. Why didn't you guys do that then while he was in office? Now, I know what they're going to say is that she didn't really have the power. So why don't you criticize Joe Biden and say he screwed it up? He should have listened to my plan.
Their well-being, in terms of their financial well-being. And so I understood the game that was being played. And I made a decision that I wasn't going to get played. And
you can't make them. Then she starts laughing at her own joke.
Chestnut checkers. Got it.
Chestnut checkers. Yeah, three-dimensional chess. I'm telling you. You know.
She's so smart. She's so wise. Ooh, we dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet with that effort right there. I'm sorry, but I didn't even know she was that dumb until Joe Biden put her as the VP. When she was the senator, I didn't realize she was that dumb. I knew she wasn't smart, but I didn't know she was that dumb. God almighty, she's dumb, man. Then she picked Tim Walz. Now, this is James Clyburn saying what do you think about Mandami?
They pick Democratic presidential nominees Chinese. How does democratic socialism of Mamdani's brand play with those voters?
It played very well. I mean, people get hung up on titles.
They play very well. People get hung up on titles. Go pick me some more cotton.
About some of the real warning signs that I heard for the Biden campaign, Congressman, and that was that these undecided voters polled, and then in this focus group, showing that they are.
Look how this slave looking like what's his name from Django. I like to say the Django because Clever like to correct me.
Really suffering when it comes to interest rates, trying to buy a home, looking at their own personal economies, and they're feeling like they're being gaslit. They're feeling Joe Biden isn't accountable. What's your
that's Democrats' favorite game to play, gaslit.
Response to that, and how can the campaign address these feelings?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me. I think that we have to focus on people's everyday lives. And 401ks are not about people's everyday lives. And I do believe, just from my own observations, from the conversations I've had with people, there are concerns about things like inflation. But what we've got to get them to see is that inflation today is about 40% of what it was when Joe Biden took office.
This slave is lying. This cotton picker is lying. Now, you remember when he said his wife said she didn't trust no politician more than she trusts Joe Biden. If they ain't the epitome of a freaking porch monkey to say something like that, you trust Joe Biden.
And so the inflation rates are down.
Willis Martin called him Fish Fry Clyburn.
And people's incomes are up. Unemployment is on the decrease.
It's on the decrease. It's on the decrease of a Stacey Michaels says he's ignorant. This damn fool right here. Boy, he love him some Joe Biden. I love my boss man Joe Biden. He sure is good to me. I'm telling you, Cricket Kiss, this is Stephen from Django. That's it. He's the butler.
And although we see the prices,
Ursula said you can't fix ignorant. Fallout Weather said he's a slave to the white man. Biden played him like a circus monkey.
at the stores costing more money.
If they ever do a remake of Fat Albert, I don't think they will, because Dr. Huxtable was putting stuff in people's drink. If Dr. Huxtable wouldn't have screwed that up, if they had done a remake of Fat Albert, I want him to add a new character and put him on there, because he sounds like one of those fellows from Fat Albert. Abba Beaver Deeba, Abba Deeba Deeba, Booba Beaver Beaver. I just be good, man. I just be so good, Toby, boss man Biden.
People are in fact earning greater incomes. So what we've got to do is.
What we got to do, bro? Steven from Dango, bro. We got to do, bro. We got to do, bro.
Make sure that people see the policies of
the policy. Remember when Eddie Murphy was doing buckwheat? That's what this reminds me of.
Biden administration, how they affect their everyday lives, and get them to see in his policies that
his policies,
which is real, not what they may hear on social media.
How in the hell does this fool keep getting reelected down in South Carolina? Lord have mercy. And I remember he said that some folks from his church came up to him and said, "We waiting for you to tell us who to vote for. And whoever you tell us to vote for, Stephen, we're going to vote for him." Who we supposed to vote for, boss man? You want us to vote for boss man Joe Biden? Even though his brain is shot, we used to be good. We used to vote for him too. 90% of us will vote for Joe Biden. We should be so loyal to the Democrats.
One of the focus group people talked about
Clayton NEPA says mush mouth. The old bag says mass cows. Brad Armstrong says he needs more honey biscuits from his wife. That's gonna be pretty hard, Brad, because she's dead. His wife is dead, Brad. He ain't gonna get no biscuits from her. If he gets some biscuits from her now, boy, that's gonna be bad.
social media and the misrepresentation, disinformation, all of those things are out there.
Disinformation. He going Jesse Jackson now. I like to say that this disinformation of the participation of the emancipation, and I do not like green eggs and ham. I don't eat them, Sam. I am.
And that's the battle that we have to fight, and we've got to do a better.
They just let him go on. Look at Al Sharpton up there looking like a scarecrow. Al Sharpton looking like a damn scarecrow up there. Oh, my Lord. Y'all be embarrassed. This freaking, look at Al. Why is Al Sharpton's neck so skinny? What the hell is Al Sharpton's neck? Oh, my God. His neck look like Adam Schiff's neck. Al Sharpton, you need to go back to eating some of that fried chicken, boy. The fat Al Sharpton had a bigger neck than this. What happened to Al Sharpton? This boy on those Ozempics or something? You look terrible. I mean, he looks terrible. Al Sharpton, boy, you better start going to one of them French fries that old James Clyburn putting on or something, boy, because I just noticed Al Sharpton's neck. Damn, his neck is little.
A job of
Y'all gonna let Al Sharpton talk?
fighting it more effectively.
So, validate that.
Scott said he needs some biscuits. Taste the biscuit. Augustino DeBella said he shrunk. Stacy Michael said the recently exhumed Sharpton. It seemed like he may have been already embalmed or something. I don't know what's going on. Damn, looks terrible.
I think the
Ed said he looked like a bobblehead. You ain't lying. Willis Martin said Al Sharpie.
information out there is
Look how James Clyburn is looking like he just dropped some knowledge. Like, boy, I know I just dropped some pearls there. I dropped some pearls on you guys right there. Look how you looking. He's so proud of what he said. We don't understand nothing you was talking about. Freaking cotton picker.
distorting the entire process. I think social media doesn't help, but there's also.
And they letting this skank right here, Joe Scarborough's mistress, they letting her lecture. Tamara, good to see you, Tamara. Where the hell you been? Tamara says, Black Mr. Mackey from South Park.
Also a lack of validation that these voters feel. And I'm going to bring in Andrew Ross Sorkin right now because we just.
Who? You going to bring in who?
Just got breaking news. The consumer price index increased at a faster than expected pace last.
Oh, this is the old clip now. This is when Joe Biden was still the president.
Last month, a signal that inflation remains stubbornly high. Let's bring in Andrew.
Look at Andrew. Andrew wouldn't like nothing more than a nice stiff. Andrew, look how Andrew looking.
Co-anchor of CNBC Squawk Box. Well,
that dude looks familiar. He looks kind of like, what's his name? Anthony Weiner.
What will this mean to people in their everyday lives?
Well, I think this was a big surprise. It is accelerating. And, you know, we've been on this broadcast for months now about how the trend line was in President Biden's favor. Today, I imagine they're.
Quit lying. You're a filthy liar. Boy, you people like to tell lies a lot. But I want to get to this. I want to get back. I want to show you. I want to look at this pipe bomb thing again because I wanted to show, because we're going to stay on this story right here because ain't nobody else talking about it for some reason. Don't understand this. Now, this is the J6 bomber waving at the police officers. Watch this. Watch this wave. See that? Wave at the police officer. Walking down with a backpack. Now, why did you take the bomb out the backpack instead of just leaving the whole backpack? Ain't that suspicious too? So that's the cop right there. Cop, this is an inside job. They knew what she was going to do. Now here is I'm gonna say her girlfriend, who supposedly found the first bomb, I believe. I'm gonna play. We played the other one the other day, but I'm gonna play it again. Now, what's suspicious to me is that I'm trying to figure out what this building is. Now, some people say it may be a headquarters. It could be an apartment complex, but it's awfully suspicious because this is either a security guard or a police officer. And the woman comes out of her apartment. He look at the camera. He knows what's finna happen. It's all a setup. Cricket says chatter is huge incoming false flag. Now, I like to know why they hid this for this long. This is the government hiding something. Oh, Cricket Kid said they're gonna have a false flag in 90 days. Hell, it seems like they have a false flag every day, if you ask me. Because they pay attention to everything but what we need to pay attention to. This woman that they've been hiding from us, why are they hiding this woman from us? See, what to me is suspicious is this Carlene Younger, is that nobody has interviewed her and she found the bomb. She's a hero, ain't she? You don't want to talk to this hero? I don't know, I'm just surprised it ain't got more traction because this ain't making no damn sense to me. A former police officer for the Capitol Hill Police Department planted a bomb and this ain't big news? Oh, no, I ain't gonna buy that one. Somebody got some splaining to do, if you ask me. A lot of splaining to do. Just saying. But anyway, we got to get out of here. We're gonna try to stay abreast with this news, but something don't seem right about the whole damn thing, if you ask me. But anyway, good night out there, Common Sense Nation. Stay strong and don't believe everything you hear on the internet.